Hello, so this is a demo of MandarinSuite, especially in case if anything goes wrong during the review. I don't want that to be a sabotage. Anyways, we can begin with creating an account. For now, you can enter any email. So let's say reviewer67@gmail.com. And let's set the password as test. Let's register. Do please note though that because the backend server we're using, it's render, it takes a bit time to load up. When you first get started, it may be a bit laggy or might not load. So it's best for it to wait a bit before for it to wake up, basically, because I'm on the free plan. That's why. Anyways, I'd actually like to first start from the stats page. So as you can see, currently we have nothing because we created nothing, but we can easily start a new unit here, and it will route to the Grok API to get a really lightweight LM to generate us a new unit. So it has generated us a festivals unit, and each unit also contains a set amount of rounds. So only after you complete a set amount of rounds can you advance to the next unit naturally. I'll demonstrate that in a second, but as you can see here, we have our cohort. So each unit has several rounds, and then each round has a cohort. It's basically a group of characters, and as the rounds progress and as new cohorts are generated, some of these characters will be left out. Sorry, not left out, will be retained, and that's decided by how often you log them in practice, and how often, like how long ago they were practiced last. So let's go ahead and go to our practice page. As you can see, the intention here is that you will look at this character and you write on a sheet of paper for maybe like 15 times. Let's say we went through all these characters and wrote everything 15 times. And we can now submit a practice log. So this will log that we have indeed written every character 15 times today. On dictation, basically the intention is that the website will read you the character and you will try to write it down on a sheet of paper to see if you're fluent enough. We can use our cohort's characters.
春节端
As you can see, it is these characters indeed. We can also choose to not use our cohort's characters. Let's say 我爱你们, which means I love you. As you can see,
我爱你
it is present as well. Oh, and same thing for practice. You can also do I love the earth. And we can also do like 5, 25, 15, 5. There we go. And we could, sorry. Oh, and as you can see, because we log that as a practice log, everything's in sync. So they automatically loaded this cohort for us because we've inputted something new, and it will be in the character bank, as you can see. So in order for it to be in sync, it must also be in the cohort. It does that automatically. As you can see, all of its logs are present. Really fun feature here. There's just like a little pet, a dragon here
春
that can
节
read out things for you.
端
Anyways, so for reading, it generates a passage for you. So our current cohort is still cohort 1 from festivals because that's an active unit. And so, therefore, as you can see, that passage was about Lunar New Year or celebrating Lunar New Year in a village. But let's see if we put something like airplane. It would say something about Xiaoming is going out to a business trip and he's going to the airport and they're going to read the book on the plane and they're gonna, go to Beijing to do new work. Anyways, you get a point. Fill in the blank. Basically, it generates a sentence. And so we see this is basically today's evening is blank, very beautiful. I want to go to the park to see blank. You can see it says, the moon tonight is very beautiful. I want to go to the park to see the Lantern Festival, which these are words that you would have learned in the unit, as you can see from the cohort. For example, lamp, don't. Let's see what's next. And same thing with sentence dictation. It's basically the same thing as, as you can see here. It's basically the same thing as dictation, but instead with longer phrases instead of individual characters. And because there was this problem where the AI would always mess up if we constrained it to too few characters, because the intention of using the current character of the cohort is that you want to have AI give you a direction for learning. So if it cannot sufficiently do that, then unfortunately, unless it hits a cap of, I believe, 35 right now, unless you have 35 characters present in your character bank, you will not be allowed to do a sentence dictation with the AI. However, you could always input your own, such as, let's say, a theme, mountain. And so now it can read to us. Choose slow, medium, or fast. For the demo purpose, I'm just going to choose the fast.
大山在雨后变得更加绿，山脚的水流清澈，树叶在风中轻轻摇摆。孩子们在地上玩球，笑声随风传遍山谷。雨水滋养了大树，也让土地更肥沃。我们站在大山的顶端，看见远处的水面像镜子，映出蓝天和白云。
So you can see it generates a little passage for us, and it will do the dictation on this passage. Right. So, because the intention is that I will be controlling this, I'm fine with using my own characters. But as a new user who do not want the autonomy to do their own stuff, you can just grind this thing by going to start, and it will basically keep on pushing you through these loops of practices so you can just keep on learning. And once you're done a certain amount of rounds, you can move on to the next unit automatically because it will generate the next unit. So the first step of the loop, really, controlled by this wizard, is the practice. Let's say, just get everything done with practice 24 times. I don't know. Let's move on.
春节灯
And let's say we roll all of the characters, right? Let's move on. So again, we do not have enough characters yet. So let's move on to fill the blank. That will generate a bit. And tonight I will go to see the light festival. It is very beautiful. Sorry, the light is very beautiful. Anyways, so now we're finished with this round. We'll go to the next round. And for each round, they will generate newer characters. So you can see these characters in the new round of this unit was not present in the previous round. Now, you may notice there are some overlaps because some of these characters, because we practice everything 24 times, so they're tied. And so we have, I think, 6 capped right now of repeated characters. So 6 from the previous cohort will be repeated here. Obviously, these 6 currently are randomized, but if you practice some less or practice some from a longer time ago, then you know that it will lean towards those characters. Let's say we did that again, and you know you get the point. You get the point. You can keep on going with this. And so let's say, you know, I really like these, but I want to see more characters, right? So you can click to discover new characters. You can see it's generated some new characters for us. For example, learning Mandarin and air. Okay, these are some interesting characters. And wait, what's next? Oh right, you know, I just explained it's gonna be the cohorts, but sorry. But let's say we have new units, right? And oh yeah, we just generated new units. It's called animals, okay. And the latest cohort is with these animal characters with repeated cohorts. Sorry, characters from previously that we haven't practiced yet. Actually, so as you can see here, these 5 characters from that cohort we just generated using the Explore AI, they were prioritized here instead of, say, from the festivals unit, because we haven't logged in practice on it. So it's going to prioritize the ones with fewer practice. So now we go back to start. You can see a reset back so that we can practice this round, right? Let's say we practice everything 15 times again. And then now we go back and I don't know, we can load it back. We can load back to festivals. And as you can see, your progress is saved. You are back on here in this play character.
包柜地球
And as you can see, these are characters generally related to the festival. So the unit has successfully been loaded. Good. And now let's say I want to end it all. We can do wipe all data, and with a click of a button, it's all back to 0, and we can log out and continue our next day. Goodbye, guys.